Hi, I am Dr. LaShonda Lennon, and I am a social worker in the state of South Carolina, as well as the owner of TheCreativeHealing.com, your place for mental health resources, as well as a creative resource for all school needs. So I have been tasked to come before you today, yes, virtually, to present to you some concepts and some ideas in regards to how the COVID pandemic has impacted people of color. Now, I will say that because this is a very difficult subject and I am not with you in person, I don't have the ability to read the room and figure out if you are doing okay and if you have the ability to continue on with the conversation or if you need any additional assistance. So with that being said, I need you to take care of you on today. So if you feel that anything that I'm about to say is a little disheartening or it is causing you any distress, guess what? It's okay. Having conversations about mental health is often difficult. I'm asking you to give yourself a lot of grace, especially on today. So if you need a break, take one. If you need to pause this video, do that. Do what's best, do what you need so that we can get through this conversation and move forward so that we can best help you as well as other people within the Black and Brown community. With that being said, I'm going to present you just a little bit of information, but at any time that it feels distressful, please feel free to go ahead and pause this video and take a few deep breaths and come back. So like I was saying before, I do own a resource business, and it allows me to create wellness tools for various schools and organizations, as well as do trainings like this one. I do want to note that this conversation is extremely important. There are more than 47 million Americans experiencing severe mental illness right now. The truth about the matter is mental health concerns impact people. It doesn't matter what their age is. So I love this Bible verse, and I want to note it because it is such a great way to integrate the way that people of color think. You know, if anything that we are going to do, we are going to pray about it, right? We're going to take it to God. We're going to pray about it. But this is one of the first verses that comes to my mind whenever I think about praying about things and connecting with God. James 5:16, therefore confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and so effective. The reason why I chose this verse is because oftentimes we do take things to God, but in our community, sometimes we need to take it to a therapist. The people that you see on this page here are my awesome family. They support me in so many different ways, and they pray for me every single day. But it doesn't discount the fact that I have a therapist. Yes, a taboo topic. We all need a little therapist. When you take on the energy, the burdens, the sadness, the grief that is in the world, in our families, in our communities, sometimes we need a therapist. So let's think about this. Our brain has the capacity to handle so much, right? We have the thinking part of our brain, the emotional part of our brain, the action part of our brain. But that emotional part of the brain, that amygdala and that prefrontal cortex, it can only handle so much. The reason why I bring this up is because we have to think about the way that our body is taking care of us, and that has to include our brain and the impact that we are putting on our brains whenever we are under emotional stress. With that being said, our brain takes care of us in all different ways, mentally and emotionally. When our brain is overstimulated through emotional stress, through life's occurrences, we need someone to help us to process the emotions that we are experiencing. And guess what? It can't always be your spouse. It definitely can't be your kids. And most importantly, your best friend, he or she is tired. So with that being said, it's okay to seek help outside of your home and outside of your direct contact with the Lord, because sometimes God desires for us to process those mental and emotional needs out loud so that we can be okay. When we are not taking good care of our brains, oftentimes our brains is letting us know. It will let us know in a variety of ways. It will tell us through our bodies being sick. Body pain, stomach aches, skin rashes, difficult sleeping, nightmares, difficult concentrating, sadness, worry, numbness, frustration. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And Lord knows, if you have a pre-existing condition, you already suffer from depression or bulimia or anxiety or panic disorders or PTSD, guess what? Adding additional emotional stress will impact you even more. These are facts. Why does this matter? Because people of color experience mental illness and their episodes tend to be way more severe than other cultures and other persons. And it persists for longer periods of time. And the truth about the matter is we are not getting treated. These are all facts, right? I've given you a lot of facts so far just in the last 6 minutes, but I want to note that to feel stress and anxiety and grief and worry during the COVID-19 pandemic is natural. Toss in the fact that we have also had to deal with so much police brutality, ongoing news in regards to stress and concerns that impact our brain on the daily basis. Our communities of color in the United States have been disproportionately impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, and we are noticing that these disparities have not just emerged, but they're continuously emerging. And the documentation and the research is evolving every single day. And this is important for us because now we can figure out new and creative ways in order to address our mental health needs. People of color are impacted in so many different ways, but the difficult part is that we are 10 times more likely to meet the threshold for depression. 10 times. So if you discount the fact that we already have that mentality that we are strong and we can get through it all and we will persevere because we are resilient and our ancestors did all of these things. Those are facts. However, our brains are not wired to manage all of these rapid changes without some adjustments. We have to have adjustments. The impact of the pandemic varies from person to person. However, that research lets us know that we have to be intentional about checking in on ourselves as well as getting any help that we may need when we don't quite feel like ourselves. So, self-check-in. How you doing? Anybody, are you feeling okay? Has this been too much in the last 8 minutes? Like, how are you feeling? Are you feeling a little anxious? Are you stressed? Are you angry? What about restless? Are you so tired and you can't figure out why you're tired? You're just feeling uncomfortable. You're not sleeping through the night. Are you drained, sleepy all the time, just walking around, dragging? If that is you, if you cannot get past that feeling and every single day you are on that low energy, you are unpleasant, guess what? You definitely need to not only check in with yourself, but check in with someone who can help you. So with that being said, those are the quick facts. I struggled to figure out what will I tell you guys? How much will I share? I don't want to overwhelm you, especially being that I am not there. So with that being said, I thought about just a few ways that you can settle in your brain, get your brain rejuvenated, get you restarted so that you can feel a little bit more energized in your day and then tackle things that come your way. Organize your day and your thoughts. Sounds crazy, I know, but get up in the morning, create a schedule ahead of time. If you're an early bird, go ahead and do it. Write that schedule out. If you like to do this night before, that's great too. Create a schedule. Give yourself large breaks. If you know that doing laundry is the worst, go ahead and do what you need to do so that you are able to break that thing up. Do a little bit of laundry every day. I cannot stand laundry, but guess what? It's a big task for me, so I have to break it up. Keep it simple. Do the little things. Do the best that you can. Stay on track. Set yourself timers. I know I had a timer for when this presentation was due. Build your routine over time. I know that something as simple as ironing your clothes on a Sunday, it sounds obscene, but it's a routine that in my house is extremely important in order to not cause stress first thing in the morning. Separate your work and your relaxation spaces. So if relaxing is out on the patio, make sure that you're not doing your office work there. Set aside time for self-care. Self-care may be relaxing in the sun, or taking a long walk, or even finding time to visit a great beach. But make sure that you make time for that. Write in some time for sleep. Yes, include sleep in that. That's important. You have to sleep. Your brain needs you to sleep. That's the only way for it to restart, rejuvenate, and create that new neurons that you're needing so that you can handle the next day's stress. If you or someone that you know is exhibiting signs of suicide and self-harm, take action immediately. Always take things like this seriously. If you notice that you or someone you know is always melancholy and they're talking about death, dying, or times of harm, guess what? That's important, and you cannot dismiss it, not for you or anyone else. We can't just say, oh, they're having a bad day. We've seen too often, even in the media in the last few days, that this is not something that we can ignore, especially in our community. And if anything else, if you think of something or you need additional information or resources, please feel free to contact me at thecreativehealing.com, The Creative Healing on all social media platforms, or contact us at thecreativehealing.com email. I thank you guys for your time. I thank you for your energy, even though it's virtual. And I hope that this very quick summary of how mental health has impacted people of color in and during the COVID-19 pandemic has given you a little bit of insight on the fact that our brains have been extremely stressed with all of the recent changes and impacts. But it doesn't mean that we can't seek the help that we need so that we can be the best vessel that we are able to be, because that's what God desires from us. I pray that you all have a blessed day, a blessed night, or whenever you see this. Have a great day. Bye.